I'm Justy. Joining me as always, our editor-in-chief, Niall Kitson. Niall, the biggest story this week, I suppose, is crypto. It's all over. Everything's going to hell. It's down to zero. Tell us all.
Well, I mean, this was going to happen. I mean, from the moment Trump at the Bitcoin conference last July said, we're going to make America the Bitcoin capital of the world. And the guys, I mean, the crypto bros, they lapped it up. This is what they wanted to hear. They were like, this is it. We're going to the moon, as they like to say in crypto land. And, well, it was looking good for a while. I mean, crypto was gaining a little bit of solidity, a little bit of kudos from the financial world at large as they were introduced into ETFs. We also had a bump when Trump was elected on the back of this promise. We also had another bump when he was being inaugurated. So it was very much everything is on track here. And of course, Trump released his own meme coin. And Melania released her own meme coin.
His and hers.
His and hers. Both are practically worthless at the moment. and such as quick a drop off as you are ever likely to see. I mean, they held their value for one day and then just collapsed. I think a Trump coin started was going for $73 at its height.
Yeah.
I think it's down to like $10 now. Similarly with Melania, I think her meme coin is around $6 now. I mean, these were basically commemorative tokens. Like, let's not call it anything, any sort of financial investment. Although I did come across a post on LinkedIn and Reddit in one of the crypto forums. A man had invested his inheritance of $700,000 in Trump coin.
No.
His inheritance.
Oh my God. Now, that is either a man who really wants to annoy his dead father, or he's just not got it up there.
It could be a bit of both, really. But
Both.
I mean, he was distraught. I mean, he clearly thought investing in Trump coin was a good idea. Of course,
well, if he's distraught, then all right, let's go for thick.
That didn't happen. So, I mean, you are a Bitcoin enthusiast. You always said when it reaches a certain level, I'm going to buy in. And when it reaches another level, I'm going to cash out and I'm going to make good money.
Yeah.
And an awful lot of people approach crypto that way. They're purely speculative. They're imagining that, okay, I will invest at this. I will double my investment because this coin is going to the moon. This coin is going to get super popular. And that hasn't happened. And in the last week, it really hasn't happened.
No. I had my head in my hands because a friend of mine was kind of going, I'm a bit short because I've just put a load of savings into crypto. And oh no.
They're not savings anymore. That's an expense.
Well, listen, come here. Don't start, being Mr. Doom and Gloom and that's it. The world is over. Everybody's going to die because firstly, it's only money. All right. And secondly, what goes down must go up again.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. We're talking about two specific things this month. Okay. This week. Like we had, Trump going, yep, Bitcoin, but nothing happened. He didn't do anything. Nothing has happened so far. As a result, the interest in Bitcoin has gone down because things just haven't moved. As a result, if you want to buy Bitcoin today, you will part with roughly $82,000 for one Bitcoin versus a high of $102,000, which was on inauguration day then or thereabout. So that's a 23% dip in value.
Yeah.
Like if somebody was to say to you, it's fine, I'm only down 23%, you'd be smacking them upside the head. You'd be telling them they're an idiot. It was a bad investment in the first place. So
But
The Trump effect was one problem with crypto this week. Another problem was a hack of an Ethereum trading platform called Bybit by its guessed North Korean hackers, who managed to take $1.5 billion. So between the Trump administration effectively not doing anything to help crypto and this massive Ethereum hack, Ethereum being kind of the most viable crypto after Bitcoin, that has managed to seriously dent the confidence of the market. And, other than the passage of time doing its thing, it's very hard to see anyone step in and go, it's okay, I got this. Let me prop up your valuation there. I can't see that happening, can you?
would you like an alternative point of view?
Yes,
I
I
know
would.
you love an alternative point of view, don't you? All right. So you can look and you can say, okay, Bitcoin has lost its 25% of its value. Oh my God. What are we doing? So on and so forth. Or you could say, wow, what a great day to buy Bitcoin. Look at
Yeah.
that. 25% off right now.
Yeah.
You could look
Yeah.
at that, and a lot of people will do. All right. The reason I say that is because, yes, the first thing is we had the Trump bump. Okay. So we should have learned our first lesson, because a bump is always temporary. Okay. So that was our first lesson. So it's coming down, and that probably should be expected. Trump hasn't done anything yet, but Trump and the Republicans in general are very crypto friendly, and they will. And when they do, to the moon again.
You reckon?
That's what I reckon. So, if you have a few quid, whatever, just for fun, put in 100 or 200 quid and buy yourself a fraction of a coin or something like that, and just kind of go, great, at the end of that year, it could be worth 150 quid or 200 quid. Who knows? It's all a bit of fun. It's just money
It's
now.
all a bit of fun.
It's all a bit of fun. Well, you see, now, here's the thing, and this is the guy with his grandfather's legacy, all right? You should never invest in anything. And it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's your friend or a brother who's starting a business or the stock market or cryptocurrency. You should never invest in anything unless you are able or willing to lose that money.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
So that's it. It's people who kind of go, oh God, there's my last tenner. I'm going to put that in. Anyways, let's get on with other news this week. The big one that I've been waiting for. This has been in my diary, I swear to God, for like 3 months. Okay. Amazon. They're going to do something with Alexa. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be on February the 26th. Whoa, bring it on. And then yesterday we had the big announcement from Amazon with Alexa. Basically what they're doing is they are upgrading Alexa with AI, and they're calling it Alexa Plus. And it's going to be free for Prime users, which is good. And for people who aren't in the whole Prime service, it's going to cost you $20 a month. Or probably €20 a month as well here in Ireland. So you might as well. I think that's probably the price of joining Prime anyway. So there you go. It can do all kinds of cool things. Yippity doo dah.
Go on. Go on.
Man. And listen, I have a big knife here and I'm dipping it into a bucket of sarcasm and I'm laying it on thick.
Oh, very good.
It can alert you to when event tickets go on sale. Oh, Taylor Swift is coming to Ireland and it's going to go and buy my tickets for me automatically. It's going to make reservations at restaurants for you automatically. It can offer you recipes, etc., and all that kind of stuff. These are the advantages that they're telling us it's going to do. And I suppose a good thing is they're saying that Alexa Plus will work on most Alexa speakers that are available right now. So that is something good. It'll start rolling out from next month. Okay, so that was the announcement. Okay, after
Right.
waiting 3 months for this, I am like a deflated balloon. Oh my God, I cannot even begin to tell you the disappointment.
Why? What went wrong with it for you?
Alexa drives me nuts because it doesn't do the most basic things. Do you know what I mean? It can't answer. If Alexa is not connected to the internet, it cannot even tell you the time. Okay? If Alexa is not connected to the internet, I don't think... I had a thing where we had a problem with the Wi-Fi. I couldn't turn the lights on in the house because we were used to going, Alexa, turn on the lights in the living room or whatever. It wasn't connected to the internet. Couldn't do it. That's not a smart speaker. Do you know what I mean? And now this kind of like tell me when event tickets are going on sale to make reservations at a restaurant. These are kind of almost the things that I would have expected Alexa to be doing at this stage by now anyway. Because it's always been sold as Alexa is your in-house assistant, and you can say to Alexa, play bloody bloody blah music in bloody bloody blah room. And one of the things that they were touting yesterday is you can say to Alexa, play such and such music on all speakers in the house, but don't wake up the baby. And then Alexa will be clever enough to know, well, there's a room there and it's called baby room, so don't play the music in there. It's like, what? I'm looking at my watch. It is. Yes, it is. It's 2025. This is the best that they can do. Oh my God. No, I'm just. And then they were going on about pizza. They're going, Alexa, hey, after the conference today with the 250 people in the room today, where can we go for pizza? And Alexa's going, hey, there's a pizza place 0.4 miles away, or you can try this place, which is 0.6 miles away, or there's this place. Duh.
Here's the question, Dusty. Was it a live demo?
Oh, it probably wasn't even a live demo. I would have those same suspicions and kind of go, yeah, all right, does it really work? Then the fella, here, it was Panos was doing the demonstration, all right?
Ex-Microsoft.
Yeah, all right. So he's kind of going, he asked the pizza question. And then his follow-up question is, hey, my kid's into Joe Pizza, which is famous in New York or whatever. He says, what's the deal with that? And Alexa then starts rolling off going, hey, blah, blah, pizza. It's a very famous chain of pizza places in New York. And they've got X amount of outlets and blah, blah, blah. They've been in operation since 1994 or whatever. Rubbish. I don't need to know. Do you know what I mean? And at the end of it, it didn't go, would you like me to tell you where the nearest branch is? Or would you like me to go and order you a slice and have it delivered? No, it just gave you a whole lot of biomaterial that is
just read you the wiki entry.
Absolutely useless. All right, and so that's I just kind of went, oh, for God's sake! All right, so there's two things about this thing. Is firstly, it's just not doing enough. They basically what they announced yesterday is all the stuff I thought it would have been doing 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, all of this stuff that they claim that they can do, it's not fixing a problem. All right, if your favorite band is coming to town, are you just going to say to some speaker in the corner, "Book me 2 tickets"? Especially when you consider how much tickets cost for an event. You know,
yeah.
Where are those tickets going to be? Are you going to be, near the stage? Are you going to be at the back? Are you going to be in a seat? Do you want to be on the pitch? Whatever. You're not necessarily. And would you really trust it to ask you all those questions? I mean, it's bad enough as a human being trying to interact with the Ticketmaster website. All right.
Oh, and here's the thing.
Look at him go.
You say the name Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
Don't you think Ticketmaster is already figuring out a way to make sure that AIs and bots don't take the place of real people in a queue?
Well, I'm sure they probably are. Do you know what? Ticketmaster in Ireland, I've seen a couple of Ticketmasters, various different Ticketmasters around the world, and the one in Ireland is just particularly annoying.
Do you know what? I have been trying to buy tickets to My Bloody Valentine for months.
Yeah.
Right? And every time I log into the Ticketmaster app, occasionally now at this stage, I always go, okay, right? Have they released the last tranche of tickets now? And you go on to the gig and it says, oh, it's almost sold out. I say, oh, wow, they released more tickets. Because every time I go on there, it's almost sold. No, it is sold out. Just say it's sold out. Stop it.
Listen, let's not start on Ticketmaster because that will just annoy the hell out of. Let's talk about something not annoying, like Elon Musk.
Yeah, sure. Elon Musk corner. What is our favorite court jester doing for us today?
Go on. What is he up to?
Okay. Well, I mean, he's having a tough time of it. He's having a bit of a tough time. I watched a White House briefing. It was the first White House cabinet meeting, and Musk was sort of holding court at the top of the table, and at the far end of the table, looking none too pleased about the whole thing, was Trump. And Musk was doing the whole, we're never going to bat 1,000. For example, Just this week, we accidentally in USA closed down the Ebola prevention program. So we discovered we'd done that, and then we undid it. I mean, Musk, thus far, his greatest input has been saying he's created savings where no such savings exist, and fired a bunch of people responsible for looking after the nuclear arsenal, and then had to hire them back. I mean, this is the Department of Government Efficiency, which just seems to be another layer of bureaucracy not doing things very well.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is what happened during the week. So one wonders, all this faffing around with politics, particularly on the right, given that Tesla's market would, generally lean left, environmentally conscious, concerned about climate change, left-leaning folks, what do they make of all this stuff? And as we discovered in Europe anyway, we're not too impressed. Apparently sales of Teslas are down 45% in Europe. 45%.
Is that Teslas in general, or is that the horrid Cybertruck?
We don't have Cybertruck over here. It's illegal.
All right, okay, grand.
It's not legal under EU standards.
On a pure looks basis, it's illegal, yeah.
You, sir, are ugly. We are not letting
You're
you
ugly.
into
You're
our
not
country.
getting into the EU.
You will not add anything to our aesthetics. No, so sales are down 45% in Europe. In Germany, it's even worse. And a lot of it has to do with the affiliation of Musk with far-right politics. You might remember Germany had a big election last week, and he threw his weight very actively behind the AfD, which is far-right party in Germany. He hosted a Spaces on X with the party leader, and that made a lot of people very unhappy with him in Germany, because the AfD was regarded as a fringe party, and then he sort of gave them a bit of a glow up, a little bit of Elon washing, and they actually did very well. They had a very strong election. Now, they're still not going to be in power, but they had a very strong election. Now, because they still didn't get in, there's been a lot of videos posted to X of very happy young German people doing various things to troll the man, and why not? But if, in a similar vein to Bitcoin not doing well, if you wanted to buy into Tesla, now's a good time. Because of Mr. Musk's shenanigans, the share price is now $290 from a high of $308. Just to contextualize that, that is worth $52 billion to Elon Musk.
Wow.
That is worth $52 billion. Do you think he cares?
No.
Of course he doesn't. But I read a very interesting article. This was in The Guardian.
Yep.
And they had approached a Tesla driver in Germany. And he said, look, I really cannot stand this car. I'm done with it. Because in the past, you would have been laughed at for being, the lily-livered, wimpy soy boy, pro-climate change, virtue signalling, whatnot. And that was fine. I mean, that came as part of the package. Now you're being ridiculed for being a Nazi.
And nobody wants to be that, do they?
Nobody wants that. So that's what Tesla is fighting against at the moment. Their talismanic CEO is dragging them down.
Yeah, and then his pal is going to drag them down even further, because I pretty much guarantee that by the time this podcast goes out, if not in the few days afterwards, that there'll be a 25% tariff imposed on Tesla cars and other American stuff in response to the 25% tariff that Trump is going to impose on the EU.
Hey, it's what they voted for. You gotta respect the process.
The world is going to hell. We have got a brand new chat AI thing to tell you about, to play with. I love it, all right? And the key word of this new chat thing is F. Sorry, the key letter is F.
F.
F
Okay.
for French and F for fast. Okay?
Okay. Enlighten
Firstly,
me.
fast because it's had 1 million downloads in the last 2 weeks alone. All right.
Okay.
It's been set up by three French guys, who worked with one of the CEO worked with Google and the other two worked with Meta and they worked on AI. So they've come back, they set up in Paris, and now they're running their own AI. And I think this is great because this is the first AI that I know of, could be wrong, that is actually based in the EU.
Okay.
So
And
that's interesting.
what do we call this? This
Well, now,
wonderful.
mon ami,
Uh-huh.
okay, it is French, so obviously it is called le chat.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Does it? Because I'm thinking back to my French in school, and if I'm not mistaken, CHAT is French for cat.
Mm. Well, I think they pronounce
Le
it chat.
chat. Did
Chat.
whatever.
I think that's how they pronounce it.
Whatever. Anyway, it's called Le Chat, and if you just put that into Google or whatever, you'll get it quick enough. I've tried it out. It's fast. It is fast. Okay. Another thing that it is known for is that, as you would expect, it works brilliantly in French and English. All right, but also other European languages, German, Italian, and Spanish. It's like out of the box, boom. All right.
Wow.
Which I don't think we've had with the others because they've been more kind of English language based
Sure.
and
Yeah.
everything else is kind of an add on, like, you know. So they have, from right out of the box, it's English, French, German, Italian, and Spanish. There's a guy actually down in UL, Josh McGiff. I was reading about him a couple of weeks ago. He is working on an AI in the Irish language.
Do you know what? That's a fantastic idea.
It is, of course, it's a fantastic idea. That's our history and our culture and our heritage. And it differentiates us from the rest of the world. And why shouldn't we have an AI in the Irish language? I don't think many people would use it, in all fairness and reality, but this guy's working on it. However, if it was incorporated into the chat, you see? Anyways, what else does it do? Well, it does document scanning, OCR, summarization, real-time information sourcing on the internet, which is good. It's very good at image generation. So for some reason, all of these AIs that do image generation always seem to churn out Enid Blyton covers.
Why?
I don't know. They all just look like the covers of an Enid Blyton book to me. That's just it. Also, the three French lads have partnered with Microsoft and Nvidia, so I think this one has legs. If you want to try it out, just do le chat. You see, le chat online to try that out. One or two other stories before we wrap up and get into our interview this week. What's hot on Spotify this week? Oh, crikey! There's 1,000 UK artists. I'd say 950 of them I've never heard of. But Kate Bush, Annie Lennox, Damon Albarn, and a couple of other big names are in there. They are protesting against the whole thing about AI learning from copyrighted works. And they are thinking of making a change to UK copyright law, which would allow a company to set its AI out to learn from copyrighted works.
Right.
I'm sure the thinking is that they are not actually using the copyrighted works to create another product, or they're not using it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, here's the way that I look at it, okay? If I wanted to be a musician and learn to play the guitar, I would look up well-known songs and there would be some kind of a book or a video or whatever that would teach me how to play it on the guitar. And then I would listen to guitar players to hear how they're playing it. And then I would listen very carefully to albums to hear how they're playing it. And my guitar playing would improve all along. Okay? Same with an AI who is listening to the 1,000 greatest albums of all time. It's only listening to it and getting all of that knowledge into itself, and then it will create its own thing. But the artists, needless to say, are not happy with it and they're very afraid of it. And I don't blame them, because goodness knows what it could chuck out if it was at the same level as Dua Lipa or Oasis or whoever. So to protest this, they have done an album on Spotify, which I think is hilarious because Spotify, I thought, had banned these things. The album is called, what was it, 1,000 UK artists. That's the artist. And the name, I'm going from memory now, the name of the album is This What We Want?
Right. Okay.
That's it. Okay. And then the track list. Okay. I think there's 12 tracks in it, right? Each one of them has got a different time. It's like 4 minutes, and there's another 3:33. There's another 4:09, and they're all silent. Pure silent. Nothing on them at all. And they have named each track in a specific way. So the first track is called The second track is called British. The third track is called Government. And on it goes to say the British government must not legalise music theft to the benefit of AI companies. They will make some money out of this with streaming on Spotify. At the moment, it's had 10,000 listens. Have you any idea?
Would you say it's somebody who's just left it on at work going, it'll come
Possibly.
now?
Possibly.
Any second. Any second
do you know
now.
what? That's somebody who's left on at work going, damn thing isn't working.
Yep. I better turn up my speakers.
There you go. Anyway, it's had 10,000 listens so far. It would probably garner a third of 1 cent per listen. So that would make them about €30. Yay.
Yeah. Between 1,000. Yeah, it sounds about right.
And then last story for you this week. Work apps are going to hell. Microsoft is testing an ad version of Office. So if you want to run Office on your actual computer, they will have ads. Banner ads, video ads displaying on the screen all the time. The really worrying thing is that you can only save your documents to OneDrive. Now, what would be the reason they would save it to OneDrive?
Because they want you to buy extra cloud storage.
That could be one of them, or they're looking at your docs and getting all your information in order to drive the advertising. All right, which is something that they all go, oh, we would never do that.
We would never do that.
Also, Zoom, as you know, probably a service that I absolutely detest with a vengeance. Their revenue forecasts are down. They say it's because back to work. They say it's because Microsoft got their Teams product and Google have got Google Meet and all that kind of stuff. I say it's just because Zoom is just pants.
Shots fired.
I don't like it, and I never liked it. And it's just they've made it overly complicated. I don't use it that often, so maybe that's. But it's like, what's your username? What's your password? Do you know what I mean? What if every program you opened up on your computer in the course of a day wanted a username and password just to open the program? It would drive you nuts, would it not?
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
So anyway.
A bit mad.
Last story is kind of it's slightly amusing. If on an iPhone you are using predictive text and you type in the word racist,
Right.
it will briefly show you the word Trump.
That's not a flaw. That's a feature.
How right. They're kind of going, oh, it's an error, it's a bug. That's not a bug, and it's not a feature. That's somebody in Apple who's just been probably let go recently and went, just before I go, change the code. So there you go. Grand. Anyway, listen, there we go. That's the news for this week. Niall, thanks for keeping us up to date.